and I'm pretty sure I wasn't born in 1991 when Magic Johnson announced he had HIV, but I'm pretty sure that Magic Johnson and the other players did not have sex on the basketball floor, on the basketball court. I'm pretty sure of that. Maybe I'm wrong. If you could
keep it 100, I be feeling like Campbell soup over white rice, baked chicken with the skin on, yeah, Lowry's with black pepper, I'm fully seasoned with that.
Laverne Spicer, she's a Republican candidate running for Florida's 24th district, of course, Florida. She tweeted something that's absolutely insane, to say the least. So Laverne Spicer, she tweeted, "They let Magic Johnson play basketball with full-blown HIV, but won't let Kyrie Irving play because he won't get the COVID shot." So there's a lot to say about this. So first off, what is full-blown HIV? There's no such thing as full-blown HIV. It's full-blown AIDS. Get that right at least.
Be sure that you see that this is not HIV, but full-blown AIDS. Not HIV, but really full-blown AIDS.
Second, you can't spread HIV through the air. Like, that's not how it works. If you cough, if you sneeze, if you speak, HIV cannot be spread that way. It can be spread through sexual fluids. And I'm pretty sure, I wasn't born in 1991 when Magic Johnson announced he had HIV. But I'm pretty sure that Magic Johnson and the other players did not have sex on the basketball floor, on the basketball court. I'm pretty sure of that. Maybe I'm wrong. If you can find something, don't post it in my comments. No, post it in the comments. Prove me wrong and show that Magic Johnson was having sex on the basketball court to spread HIV or through needles. So prove to me Magic Johnson was doing needles that were used by someone who had HIV through blood. It's passed through fluids, sexual fluids or through blood. So it could be passed through needles. Once someone used a needle that had HIV, they could infect someone who did not have HIV by sharing those needles. So if you could find a video of Magic Johnson having sex on the basketball court or sharing needles with someone who was uninfected on the basketball court, post it in the comments below. Show me that. So that's first off. No such thing as full blown. Well, that's the second thing. You cannot spread HIV through the air. It's very hard to spread. It's not very hard to spread HIV, but it's much harder to spread than a disease like COVID, which is airborne. The next thing about this, why this tweet was so unbelievably stupid, complete foolishness, is because, well, back in the 90s, people didn't really understand what HIV was. If I remember correctly, HIV was called GEARS. I don't remember exactly what it stood for back then, but people believed that HIV was spread through sex with gay men. Like, only gay men could spread HIV, and that's obviously not the case, but that's what was believed back then. So people didn't really understand what HIV/AIDS was. They just knew that it could be spread sexually, and like I said before, and Magic Johnson wasn't out there on the court having sex. So comparing Kyrie Irving's unvaccinated status as the reason why he can't play to Magic Johnson having HIV and he has allowed to play is completely foolish. And the thing that is not understood by her, definitely, as well as most people, is the reason Kyrie Irving can't play is because of New York City's mandate, a municipal law, a city law that says in order for an employee to work in New York City, they absolutely have to be vaccinated in order to return to work. It's not an NBA policy. That's why most players in the NBA can play, other than New York and San Francisco, whether they are unvaccinated or not. But in New York City, you cannot be an employee of New York City, you cannot work here while being unvaccinated. It's a law. It's not something that's really opinionated. It's not something that's caused by the NBA. It's not something that's being done by the NBA. The mayor of New York City, the current mayor, soon to be former mayor, Bill de Blasio, he signed that into law for New York City specifically. So I'm not going to get into, whether people say Kyrie suffers for being unvaccinated or whether you agree or disagree. That's your opinion, right? But here's something that I will say about Kyrie Irving. While I do believe he is uninformed with his opinion on vaccinations, I believe he's uninformed. He doesn't have all the details right. But Kyrie Irving is very unfairly demonized by the media. And it seems he's been demonized mostly for two things. He's been demonized after he said the earth was flat, which he is obviously misinformed on that. The earth is not even close to being flat. There has never been any evidence of that. It's been disproven so many times. I'm not going to sit here to prove to you why the earth is not flat. You can run your own test to prove or disprove that yourself, right? If you're one of the people that believe the earth is flat. So he's been demonized because of that, and Kyrie has also been demonized ever since he left LeBron in Cleveland, because LeBron has a very large fan base. But Kyrie Irving is very unfairly demonized, and the reason why I say that is because while some of his opinions are definitely misinformed, Kyrie Irving, he does a lot of good within the community, and he doesn't speak about it. So unlike LeBron, he would let people know the good that he's doing, which is, I don't really care. If you're doing good, you're doing good. Whether you want to advertise to the world is up to you, but doing good is doing good, in my opinion, no matter what. So LeBron James, he has his promise school in Akron, Ohio, that he helps students. Everyone who graduates there, I believe every student who has attended there has graduated. They receive a scholarship to University of Akron, and plus they get a bike so they can go to school, and some other perks that I'm not remembering completely. Other than that, LeBron has done many good things in his community and in America. Speaking out against social justice, he's very open about his opinions and views, so he gets a lot of praise for that. Kyrie Irving is someone that does those things, but without any media attention, and he does it in the dark. He doesn't want anybody to really see the good that he's doing. That's more how I am. The things that I do, it's no one's business. I do things in my community, and I do things for people, and they know about it, and they're the only people that really need to know about it. An example of that is Kyrie Irving bought George Floyd's family a home. During the pandemic, when the WNBA lost most of its salary because they don't make much, especially compared to NBA players, they don't make much. And that's because, not many people watch the game. The WNBA is not a very popular league. So Kyrie Irving paid the salaries of WNBA players. So he does things like that all of the time. There's many things that Kyrie Irving has done that has gone under the radar because he doesn't speak about it, doesn't post about it, doesn't want people knowing the good that he does. So you can believe that Kyrie Irving is misinformed by his opinion on the vaccine. That's something I believe. He's misinformed. But people shouldn't be demonizing, saying, oh, he's this, he's that. Kyrie Irving has never, even one time, gotten in trouble off the court. Meanwhile, we have the NFL, I think, is notorious for this, doing the worst things to, especially their spouse. NFL players, they abuse their spouse all the time. It doesn't happen quite as often in the NBA, to my knowledge. But that gets brushed under the rug. Kyrie Irving's much more demonized than most NFL players who are abusive to their spouse and does a lot of crazy things that just get brushed under the rug. Greg Hardy was signed a couple of days after absolutely demolishing his wife, nearly killing her, beating her so badly. He was signed to the Dallas Cowboys just a few weeks later. But people act like Kyrie Irving is the worst person in the world who has never gotten in trouble off the court even one time. Never had a run-in with the law. He's a standard, he's an upstanding citizen. So what I gotta say about that is Kyrie Irving, he's not perfect. Like, no one is perfect. But he shouldn't be demonized the way he is in the media, despite some of his stances being misinformed. Other than that, this tweet was completely idiotic, complete foolishness, made no sense, and it doesn't shock me that she is from Florida, because you know Florida.
That does it. South America, take it away.
And it shocks me that it's a Florida woman, because normally see a Florida man would make comments like this. We all know the Florida man memes. If you don't know a Florida man meme, type in your birthday on Google. Say, here's what I want you to do. Type in your birthday. Say like on October 23rd, which I believe today is. On October 23rd, Florida man, you're going to find a story for every single day of the week that Florida man did something crazy. So it's very rare that it's a Florida woman, and it's not shocking that this woman is obviously a Florida woman, but her last name is Spicer. Remember Sean Spicer saying a whole bunch of foolishness throughout his time in the Trump administration.
If the president puts Russian salad dressing on his salad tonight, somehow that's a Russian connection.
So a Florida woman with a last name Spicer, you're bound for some foolishness to happen. So that's all I gotta say for this video. Like the content, like and subscribe to the channel, turn on the post notifications so you know I post videos in the future. I don't have a word of the day for right now because I just don't have a word of the day right now. I didn't think of a word of the day. It's just something that I had to make really quickly before I have things to do. So no word of the day for today, unfortunately. But if you like the content, like, subscribe to the channel, turn on the post notifications. If you want to donate to help out the channel even to grow even more, you can donate to my Patreon. My Patreon is patreon.com/keep100dre. You can donate anywhere between $3 to $10 a month to help the channel grow massively, and I'd appreciate it a lot. If you want to donate any more than that, you can donate to my Buy Me a Coffee. It's buymeacoffee.com/keep100dre. You can donate whatever amount you want. Other than that, if you can't afford to, it's cool. I love you anyway. Subscribe to my channel, like the video so more people see the video. And that's all I gotta say for the video. I'm this. Peace.
Well, I've been stacking up. Nah, really that ain't accurate, cause I just spent my whole damn advance in the past couple months just to compensate for times we ain't have enough. Ooh.